Kurranji by Suzanne Lennox. Yundu Yalada. I am Kurranji, Queen of Julay, the Daintree rainforest. My ancestors have lived here for millennia, since the dinosaurs roamed, when the continent was cooler and covered in rainforest. But over time, the continent inched north, broke apart from other land masses, and became hotter and more arid. The wet rainforests retreated to this far northeast corner that we now call the wet tropics of far north Queensland. The habitat of my ancestors was much larger, but as it shrank, we cassowaries were forced to retreat too, and our numbers dwindled. The sea level also rose, so that the land bridge between my country and those to the north became submerged, and the coral sea encroached, so that the coastline retreated towards the hills, and my preferred habitat of lowland mesophyll rainforest became a small strip trapped between the ocean and the hills. My cassowary cousins to the north travelled a different evolutionary path, but I prefer to dress myself in double wattles, as red as the flowers on the flame trees, and a blue neck as iridescent as the wings of a Ulysses butterfly, to complement my glossy black double-shafted feathers that mimic the beach casuarina foliage. Many plants and animals could not make this transition and became extinct, but the ones that survived make this a unique part of the world, with many rare and endemic species. I am one of the ancient ones. I, Kurranji, am queen of the land, but ancient Binklumu, the saltwater crocodile, is king of the warm waters of the rivers, creeks and seas. We have survived against all odds to live into the 21st century. I survived due to the knowledge passed down from the wise matriarchs in my ancestry. I still hear their voices repeating the ancient stories. The voices are all around me, in the gentle flow of the creeks, making their way to the sea, in the soft lapping of the tropical waves on the beaches, in the murmuring of the breezes in the treetops, and from deep underground where the fungi pass on their messages. Sometimes the stories are told in the torrential rain, rejuvenating the rainforest, or the rush of the temporary streams, waterfalls that cascade down the hills, or the adiabatic winds that roar down from the hills, or the rumbles within the earth that create great scars down mountainsides. My first encounter with humans was tens of thousands of years ago, and the language of these companions is that of the eastern Gugu Yalanji. They named my main territory Garbagada, which means rains a lot. These family groups lived a bountiful life with abundant food from the waters as well as the land. They spent the dry season beside the ocean, but walked up over the hills when the rain came down in torrents, the humidity became unpleasant, and cyclones stalked the coast. About 100 years ago, different people migrated to my territory, and I became attuned to myriad languages and dialects from Chinese to European. They called the area the Daintree, after a learned man, a geologist, and they named a mountain range after a Danish princess, Alexandra, neither of whom ever visited my beautiful home. I need to do my bit to preserve this special place, to ensure that all of the plants and animals live in harmony. I am a custodian of the land. Along with Camby, the flying fox, I am the gardener of the rainforest. Camby camp during the daytime, chatting and squabbling in the treetops, but come dusk, they fly out over large areas to pollinate and disperse the seeds of the rainforest plants. My main job in ensuring the health of the rainforest is the processing and dispersal of rainforest seeds. I am the only animal able to deal with the large rainforest fruit, and I swallow them whole so that you can see them moving down my neck. As I travel, I digest the soft parts and leave the seeds in large piles of fertilising manure throughout the rainforest. Within my territory, the landscape is dotted with different coloured flowering trees throughout the different seasons. The reds are the flame trees, the whites are the bumpy satin ashes, the creams are the fig trees, and the yellows are the melaleucas. I preserve the diversity of the plants in the rainforest so that there is always food for me and my descendants throughout the year. With such a variety of fig trees, there is always at least one species flowering. The rainforest is a wondrous place. It is always cool under the canopy, with shade provided by large rainforest trees, each with their special adaptations, such as the buttress roots of some of the mangroves and the fig trees. Beautiful fan palms spread their fronds and dapple the light to create intriguing patterns. The trees flower high up in the canopy so that the flowers are seen and accessible to the birds and bats when they fly overhead. Sometimes petals rain down from the canopy to carpet the forest floor. Colourful fruits fall to the ground so that I can eat them. Some clever trees flower and fruit on their stems and branches to ensure pollination by animals that climb trees, such as possums, gliders, and tree kangaroos. I am a solitary animal in my territory, but during the breeding season I am visited by male suitors, from which I take my pick, lay my eggs in the nests that he has prepared, and then leave him to incubate the eggs while I choose my next beau. The males rear my offspring for about 2 years, and I hope I have chosen capable mates who will teach my offspring how to survive in the jungle so that my genes are passed on through the generations. I am an endangered species, but I hope to survive and endure in my rainforest home to continue my work as the most important rainforest gardener.